Alright, how do you get rid of social anxiety? And yes, I do struggle with this before. In fact, there was this one time back in primary school where we were having this like cultural day. It's a thing here in Nigeria, and my friends were like, dude, just fucking go out there and dance. And I was just totally scared. My heart was pounding like crazy. I know you know the feeling if you're watching this video right now. So it was really weird that day. I mean, I did go out, they did push me, and I just ended up like chewing my nails, which was kind of weird. That's just like a little bit of story behind it, but in this video we're going to tackle how to actually get rid of social anxiety. Make sure you stick around to the end of this video so that I can make more money. I'm just kidding. Wait, what is going on? Nah, I'm just kidding. What is going on, guys? Welcome to the video. If you're new to my channel, welcome bro, welcome ladies and gentlemen. That just came out weird, but just welcome to the channel, bro. So if you're new here, make sure you click subscribe and turn notifications on. I put out like dope self-improvement content on here every single week, and you don't want to miss them. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Anyways, we're actually gonna go film this video out. We're probably gonna get like a B-roll or something of me. Yeah. Let's get started. Okay, I think that B-roll came out well. So yeah, let's get into the video. Number one, you gotta grow some balls. Alright, so what I actually mean by growing balls is not literally growing your balls down there, because that would be totally weird. But what I actually mean by that is to actually like put yourself out there. So I know it's gonna be like easy and convenient for you to avoid social interactions and like talking to people you don't know, or like speaking in a group or something, or facing a crowd or something like that. I know that is like hard for you to do, and it's convenient for you to avoid those kind of situations. But at the end of the day, if you want to get rid of social anxiety, you don't want to do that. You want to do the exact opposite. So what I want you to do is accept invitations from your friends to go to a party. Like, put yourself out there. Go out like maybe 2 times a week. You know, go on dates. Go out, talk to girls, approach girls outside. It may not be easy to start with something that's less intimidating, then you work your way up. I want you to do things outside of your comfort zone, and like doing these things is what's going to actually help you get rid of anxiety, get rid of social anxiety in your life. So try to do things outside your comfort zone. Once you feel like that anxiety is starting to creep in when you want to do something, that is like a sign for you to actually go do it. And also, one question I want you to like ask yourself is like doing these things, like doing something. Let's say something is making you feel anxious in like a situation or something. Ask yourself this question: will I die if I do this? Like, if you see a cute girl you want to approach, if you go approach her, will you die if you go approach her? Like, the worst thing that's gonna happen in that scenario is you get rejected, which is not a big deal. So ask yourself that question, and most of the time the answer is no. So fucking get it done. Number 2, you gotta have plans. What I mean by having plans is, if you create plans, like if you plan out social interactions before you go into them, it's gonna be a lot less like intimidating and scary for you. It's gonna make you more confident in those situations. So before I came out to film this video right now, I mean, technically, I'm filming out in public, so I gotta like plan out whatever it is I want to do if I don't want it to be like overwhelming for me. So I planned out this video before I came out to film it, and so imagine what's gonna happen if I didn't plan it. So yeah, it's gonna be a disaster, like a total disaster. So plan out social interactions before you go into them. So for example, let's say you're going on a first date and you don't really, like, you're scared of having an interaction with someone you're just meeting for the first time. Don't worry, I got you. Well, the only thing you have to do is like plan it out before you go. So what I want you to do is like have some questions in the back of your pocket. Like if anything goes wrong and like you probably don't have anything to say, those questions are gonna come in handy, trust me. Or you could like read magazines or something to like have ideas of something to talk about, do you know what I mean? Or if you want to ask for a raise from your boss at work, you don't just like go to his office without anything in mind, like, mate, it's totally not gonna work out well for you. Make sure you plan out what you want to say before you go out and meet him. Otherwise, it's gonna be a total disaster. Trust me. Alright, number 3, you gotta start small. This is actually a little bit weird and a little bit heavy because I'm literally using my tripod stand to film this. What I mean by this is to actually not jump into like big things that's gonna be a little bit or maybe even like really overwhelming for you. For example, let's say, yeah, you got social anxiety. That's why you're watching this video right now. Let's say you're working on your social anxiety. You're trying to open yourself up a little bit more. And the first thing you do is try to go approach a girl. Definitely, that is going to be a disaster. Like, it is totally not going to go well for you. And the reason for that is basically because you got to start small. You don't just jump into something big from starting it, if that makes sense. In that scenario, what you want to do is like get used to like speaking to strangers first before you jump into like going to approach a girl. So if you go to a grocery store, like try to speak to someone there, or maybe make a comment about a fruit beside them or something, and then you guys could like start a conversation and ask them questions about themselves, and make sure you ask open-ended questions and so the conversation keeps flowing. Once you get comfortable with that, maybe you make eye contact with people on the street. And if you're not good with eye contact, I actually have a video about confidence, so I speak about eye contact on there. I'm gonna link in the description if you're interested in that. First link in the description. Also, think of the rubber band as your comfort zone. So what you do is the things inside your comfort zone is something you do that's easy for you, that's not like hard for you to do, that you don't get anxious about when you want to do it. Make sure you do things outside of your comfort zone. The more you do things outside of your comfort zone, the more you get comfortable with it, the more easy it is for you. So the more you practice, the more you start doing the small things, the more it's easier for you to get to the harder stuff, or the things that scare you the most. And once you get to that point where you're like comfortable with doing those things that made you scared, once you get to that point, then that's the point where you're already expanding your comfort zone. And that's why I use the rubber band as an example at first. I hope that was not weird. Anyways, guys, I am starving as shit right now. I don't know, man. I want to go get a meal and probably have a workout. So it's going to be a post-workout meal. So you guys should stay tuned for that. And let's get that nice sunset behind me. I don't know if you guys can see that, but that sunset, it's fucking sick. I don't even know if the camera can pick up my face, but let's go get some game. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, or should I say bros or girls? I don't know, because like majority of you guys watching these videos are girls, and it's actually kind of weird because most of my content kind of revolves around like guys, but it's alright, guys. I love you guys so much. So we have actually had our like pre-workout meal. I couldn't really show you guys, but I mean, I was so hungry that I forgot to film it. But right now we have actually also had our workout. I couldn't also film that, I don't know, man, it's just kind of stressful to film everything. So let's actually like get into the rest of this video and finish it up. This is currently the future me. Like, I'm filming this the next day, if that makes sense. So literally I was just like working out and I was like, yo, let's just film this, put in the video. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. As you can see, I am already sweating, so I'm already in the workout, but we're still gonna film it.
Reflections in my mind, missing the fights. I don't care if I'm right, let's just buy a bit more time. I live alone with you inside my mind. We would dance the night away till the morning light. Can I give you all of my love?
Games, bro. Workout complete. Let's get the rest of this video going. Number 4, you gotta write a bucket list. Alright, so what I mean by this is not your typical bucket list, but instead, what I mean by this is like a bucket list of things that make you feel anxious. Like, you take a book, you write down a list of the things that makes you feel socially anxious, that gives you that social anxiety once you're in those situations. So you write those things down and then you number them in like order of the scariest to less scariest, and then you start from the less scary one down to the scariest one. You just work your way down there. If you're finding it hard to like number them, then just rate them from like 1 to 10. Okay, maybe, okay, I'll rate this one like 4 out of 10, something like that. Just make sure you rate them or you number them and just list them from like the hardest to the easiest, from the easiest to the hardest, I meant to say. So you rate them from like the easiest to the hardest, and then you start from the easy one down to the hard one, and then you just work your way down there. So the reason for this is like, so you don't just jump, just like in the other point where I'm like, you start small. You don't just jump into like the big stuff, like the hard stuff. The last and final tip that I have for you guys today is to get out of your head. Like, literally get out of your head. Most of the time, the reason why you feel socially anxious is just like, it's in your head, man. Like, most of the time, no one gives a shit. Like, literally nobody gives a fuck. Like, if I'm going out to film a video right now in public, I might be anxious. Like, yo, what am I gonna do? Most times when I don't plan the video out, it's kind of like makes me feel more anxious, and it's kind of overwhelming at some point. But at the end of the day, you just gotta figure out, like, most times it's just you in your head. Like, people don't actually give a fuck. Like, I film out in public and I'm like, oh, maybe this person's looking at me, or maybe that person's gonna say this, or that person's gonna say that. But at the end of the day, when you look at it, like, no one's actually even watching you, man. Even if they are, like, who gives a fuck? Like, it's none of their business. You just do you, and that is pretty much it. So sorry about the shakiness of this right now, but that is gonna wrap up the video, guys. We're getting into the video here, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. The sun is like literally in my face right now, but I'll take it for you guys. So we're gonna end the video here, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Yeah, I had fun filming this video, so I hope you enjoyed it. If you're not subscribed yet, make sure you click subscribe and turn notifications on, because I drop new dope ass content here on this channel every single fucking week, and you don't want to miss them. Like, just in one of these, hit that like button, guys. Let me know you enjoyed the video, and let me know you made it to the end of this video. Also, go down in the comment section. Like, I don't know, you guys should just engage with the community, man. It helps the YouTube algorithm, like, promote my videos to other people. So I would really appreciate that. I cannot say how much I appreciate you guys. So I think we are gonna end the video here. So peace out.